Welcome to Garage Sales Unhinged.
where the characters are as quirky as the finds.
I'm Julie.
And I'm Jake.
Join us as we dive into the wild world of garage sales, yard sales, estate sales, and anywhere secondhand sales are happening.
From bizarre bargains to hilarious haggles.
You won't believe the stories we've got lined up.
Let's get unhinged.
Okay, Jacob, you're a smarty pants. You want to tell our listeners what arbitrage means?
Arbitrage?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Do you know what it means?
I used it.
Do you know what it means today?
No.
Okay, cool. I will tell everyone what it is. So you bought me time so I could look it up. Arbitrage is the near simultaneous purchase and sell of an asset in different markets to profit from a temporary price difference.
Oh, arbitrage. Oh.
Okay, I wish everyone could see the condescending look that Jake just did on his screen, because if we were in the same room, you would have heard a slap, because I would have slapped him.
So like in that, you're saying kind of like the process of buying mortgage.
Yeah.
Like the process of buying real estate.
It could be that, but in our situation, we're going to talk about resellers.
Mhm.
Because that's really what it is. You go to an estate sale, you find something of going, hey, that is actually valuable, and I am going to purchase that and resell it and make some money on it. And it made me curious as to like, well, how, if I were just starting off as a reseller, how much money could I make? If I did this full time, how much money could I make from doing this? And so I did my research called Reddit, and was reading on how some of people are, yes, they're resellers, but they shared like what they actually make and how often they go to thrift stores, they go to Goodwills, they go to garage sales to find stuff, and then like they turn around and flip it. Do you want to take a guess on what people are saying they make on, let's say, average per month for reselling items?
Ooh. I bet you it's higher than you would think. I bet you it's higher than most people would guess. Like you're saying per month?
Yeah. Okay. Or you can do per year. Do you have an idea of how much they're making per year?
Oh man. Say 60 grand.
On average, of the responses I saw, they're making about $12,000.
Ooh, a year?
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, I am going to say like that, it will depend on what they're selling, right? And I will say too, and this is for people starting out. So for a lot of people that are wanting to do resell, they likely have a full-time job and then they do reselling after hours. I have friends that are resellers and they've been doing this for a very long time and they make six figures off of that. But they have a following, they have a community, they have a process figured out and all that stuff. Because what people don't realize is that whenever you say, hey, I'm going to get into a resell business, is that it's not just what you initially purchased for that thing at a garage sale, a thrift shop, whatever it may be. It's also the cost of, if you have a buyer, you got to ship it to them. So it's the cost of that. It's also the cost of storage. So for a lot of resellers, they have multiple things that they're trying to sell at the same time. So they have to store it somewhere. It's also the cost of where you're posting it to be sold. So whether that's an eBay, a Craigslist, a whatnot, there's all sorts of platforms, Poshmark, like there's a lot of stuff. So you need the storage space, you have to post it somewhere. And then it's also the time. So from the time that I buy it to the time that it sells, for most resellers, they have a good average of how long they're going to keep it before they mark it down, before, all that stuff. So it got me thinking of like, cool. So again, if I wanted to leave my corporate job and I just wanted to resell tiny spoons, I don't know what people collect, but let's say that I wanted to sell tiny spoons, and I know that they're like they sell them at estate sales. I can find them at thrift markets, stuff like that. Like, well, if I know I can sell it for, say, $10, what would be my purchase price for this? So, do you know what resellers on average are looking at whenever they go to purchase something? And they have to be able to do a markup or profit on it to make money.
So, like, what's their general markup?
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, you don't want to go too high because it won't sell, but you don't want to go too low because we must feed the children. I don't know, 25%.
So what I saw is for whenever resellers are out shopping, let's say that they can sell it for $100, right? They will try to buy it between 10 and 20% of value. So the most that they are going to spend on it is $20. And if someone is holding firm on 25, they will walk away from it because they have to make money on it. And they're also
Mm-hmm.
calculating in their head of, I have to sit on this, I have to store it, I know how much the shipping is. Maybe you have to launder it. Like there's all those costs that come in with the resale market. And for resellers that have been doing this a long time, they know those numbers in their head. They know exactly how much something is worth. And this is one of those things whenever
Yeah.
people go out and like, again, I'm a big fan of if you like it and it brings you joy and it fits whatever kind of decor or fashion or whatever lifestyle you want to have and you want to buy it, by all means, like, yes, get the best deal you can get, but like purchase it. But whenever people go out and let's say they want to buy like milk glass is a collectible piece of older type of glass. And if they don't know what they're looking for, they could be spending a lot of money on a modern duplicate.
Replica, yeah.
Yeah, replica. So that was like I thought it was interesting of thinking about how resellers go about actually running their business, how many resellers they do it as a side gig or a hobby or something. And a lot of people said, "Hey, I enjoy doing it." And like some people only make $100 a month, maybe $200. Some, of course, make more if they're going to average out to about $12,000 a year. Um, and the resellers that have been doing it a long time, yes, they are making closer to 30, 60, six figures, but they may be selling vintage clothing. They may be selling furniture. And again, furniture is something that is mainly going to be local pickup. You're not going to necessarily ship
Mhm.
an armoire across the country. So they have a following, they have people that trust them and how they source things. Um, but yeah, I thought it was an interesting thing of like, and again, whenever we started doing this podcast, it was like, man, resellers can make so much money. And now seeing the business side of it, of going, it's a lot of work. And I'm not saying like, hey, don't do the work, but also it takes time to build up that kind of business. And also if you're going to a lot of these secondhand sales thinking like, oh, I'm going to get a bargain and then I'm going to be able to flip these things and make a lot of money.
Yeah, and then it's Money City.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy the silverware and I'll never have to work again.
Well, it's also one of those things that if you like, let's say that I bought, um, okay, let's say that I bought Pokemon cards at a garage sale. We've talked about this before. I don't collect cards. I know nothing about this, but I bought a box worth of Pokemon cards for say $20. And then I go to Facebook Marketplace and I'm going to try to sell them individually. I have no clue how to write the description. I don't know what's unique and interesting about them. I don't know which ones are actually valuable versus ones that I could have gotten for 10 cents. Like,
Yeah.
so as someone who, hey, that's not what I would be good at selling something to other people. I think a lot of people go into the resale effort thinking like, oh, there's a market for it, not realizing the
Mm.
knowledgeable market is not going to pay you what you think you should get paid for it. And I think that's where some resellers tend to lose interest or get into a hoarding situation or end up donating a $20 box of Pokemon cards to Goodwill or another thrift store or something like that.
Are you planning a garage sale, yard sale, or estate sale and need some help? Look no further than Garage Sale Supply. They provide top-notch resources and expert advice to help you host the perfect sale. From pricing tips to promotional strategies, they've got you covered. Visit GarageSaleSupply.com and make your next sale a success.
So anyway, I thought it was a really interesting concept of really knowing about the resale market before getting into it.
It's it seems like it's a venture that is much heavier into math than I'm comfortable with. Like this is cool stuff. This is weird stuff. Wow, what's this weird thing? And like that's really more the draw for me. Never really saw myself getting into the whole game. And now that you're pointing out how often you have to think about percentages, no thanks. Yeah.
Well, so for people that resell books, there's definitely a market for secondhand books. And some people will post them on Amazon. So you can still post, I mean, Amazon started off as a book supplier and the secondhand market for books. And you can still do that. It people, I don't think people realize it, and it's not really widely promoted that you can still sell books secondhand through Amazon. But for the people that do that, there's apps out there. You can scan the ISBN number of books. It'll tell you what the value of it is currently in the marketplace. And so let's say that someone finds a book, and again, I can resell it for $10. It means the most I'm going to pay for it, maybe $1 or $2. If I can get it less than that, cool. Then I've increased my margins on that singular book.
Yeah.
But then also you would want to look at it like, well, what is the shipping cost? So if I'm spending $6, let's do easy math. Let's say I'm spending $5 to ship a $10 book. Well, then the profit that I'm going to make on it, if I bought it for $1, is just, what is that, $4? So like, well, is it really worth all the hassle of me shipping a book and figuring all that stuff out, posting it to the Amazon, getting all, like, is it
Right.
really worth the $4? But then you also have people that are like, cool, I found a $50 book, cost me $5 to ship. I bought it for 50 cents because this person didn't know what they had. And then you go about that route. But again, I also think like
But that seems like that's a rare find.
it could be a rare find. The other thing is too, is for the other people that know it's a rare find and they want to purchase the book, I feel like you would have to have that kind of network and community so that you could like turn it around fast. Because I
Yeah.
can't imagine there's a lot of people out there going, oh, you know that really rare book I want to get?
Yeah,
Looking for
they're
it all the
like
time.
looking for the Animorphs where Rudy Giuliani transforms into like a smushed turd. Like,
I saw that one.
yeah, I think we all saw that one on TV that one time.
Yeah. It was in front of the landscaping, Four Seasons landscaping
Uh-huh.
company.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I just thought it was a really interesting, like, thinking about for those that want to get into a resell business of I would highly encourage people if that's something you really want to do, find someone that is already doing it and they can mentor you on the ins and outs of what it actually takes and how long it takes to build up that kind of business. Because there are people out there that are very successful at a lot of boutique stores, those thrift shops. That's essentially what they do. They just have a brick and mortar store. But yeah, get some mentoring, get some insider knowledge of how this actually works. Read the Reddit threads about it because a lot of people in there are very honest of like, hey, I'm not making bukus of money on this, but I do it because it's fun and they like the treasure hunting aspect of it. But
Yeah,
they're
the love of the game, They're just
yeah,
doing it.
but they're also doing a very niche type thing. They're not
Mhm.
They're not buying band t-shirts, and they're not buying vinyls, and they're not buying Pokemon cards, and they're not buying kitchen appliances. They're
Yeah.
buying one type of thing, and that is the one type of thing that they're very knowledgeable about, and they also they know that there's a market for it.
You know, you and I a while back went to the Canton trade days.
Yeah, first Monday trade days.
Yep. Canton, Texas has this gigantic thrift market. And what you're describing is a lot of what we saw there. A lot of people, they got their thing. I know this category. I know what to go after. I know how to price it. I know what I'm looking at. And yeah, you'd go and like, this person's booth is like nothing but records,
Yeah.
vinyl records. This person's thing is like nothing but kitchenware. And you know, if it is something, maybe it is. If it's something that people are looking to get into, doing the secondhand thing, maybe like your natural interests are a good route to go in.
Yeah.
If there's something that like, okay, yeah, I know tools.
Yes.
I know a
Yeah.
lot of tools. Then like use that, lean into that. You'll know what you're looking at, and you've got less of a learning curve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I would never be the person to like do video games. That's not my jam. I don't think I'd be good at reselling anything. I don't know if I'm knowledgeable
Yeah.
about one thing that's like cool. I can sell that item.
I don't know. Is there anything that you feel like you're a walking Wikipedia about? Like,
Oh man, Wikipedia. No. Also, like for people that think that they're going to collect books and resell them, just FYI, Encyclopedia Britannica, not worth anything. Probably want to turn that into an
yeah.
display versus anything else. Also, I did look up because first Monday trade days, I didn't realize started in 1850 in Canton, but
Whoa.
today it sits over 100 acres and has 6,000 vendors. It can accommodate up to 6,000 vendors. So for people that are like, yeah, we've heard of trade days. No, it's a huge flea market, 100 acres. And you got to think about like Jacob and I walked probably 60 acres. That's at least the weather was.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I don't know if I would be knowledgeable about anything. That sounds horrible.
I would hope that I hope that there's a secondhand market for remembering Simpsons quotes. You know, I think I could do that. If like seasons like 1 through 9, I think there's a market for those, and somebody could walk up and give me a line of dialogue, and I can give them what comes immediately before and after, and it's only like a 30% markup. You know, is what they got to
What are
pay.
What are you gonna do? They're gonna give you $5?
Yes. Yeah.
I feel like that's a street
I thought-
performer, Jake. I don't know if that's a resale option.
I always thought it'd be fun to open a shop that is just an insult store. Like people walk in, give you $1, and you insult them, and then they leave.
Again, I don't know if you need a brick and mortar store. I feel like that could just be like the Peanuts, like wooden booth of like the doctor is in. I think it was
Yeah,
5
and that's
cents.
how you start. That's how you start. But then, like for your, for your kind of your suburban kind of clientele, you walk in, and it's got the fancy lighting, and it's got the, you know, the moss growing on the wall and everything trendy like that, and they wait until it's like they're called back there, and they go into the office, and you pick out something about them, and you make fun of it, and great, and then they leave.
Jake, I think you just described a dominatrix dungeon. I think that's something that they offer, and I don't think you want to go against the dominatrix of the world.
No, this is like fully clothed, nothing sexual about it. It's just
From
you show
your
up and I'll insult
standpoint,
you.
From your standpoint, there's nothing
Yeah,
sexual
you're
about
right.
it.
Yeah. I really hope they make fun of my hairpiece. That's what I'm really going for.
Because that person that's paying you the $5 to insult them, they are enjoying it. Ugh. Anyway, I thought the whole garage sale arbitrage economy is kind of interesting and like as much as I think our society wants to make a quick buck, you kind of have to look through the lens of the reality of actually making a quick buck, because there's math involved, as Jake pointed out. There's time involved, and also you really got to know, do you have a potential buyer within the time frame that you want to hold on to this item?
All good tips. Well, thank you for discouraging everyone, Julie.
You're welcome. Come back and listen to us again, to where Jake will insult you and I will tell you don't do it.
That's right. Yeah.
Bye.
Inspiration. Bye.